Hello everyone and very good morning all of you. And today we are going to start our ethics paper 4 of mains UPSC mains syllabus. So let's start our first topic. We will try to cover entire topic of uh, ethics paper 4 in most comprehensive and precise manner. So let's start our first chapter, ethics and human interface. So firstly we will understand what is ethics. Ethics is a system of moral principle. Ethics is a system of moral principle that is concerned with human conduct. That is concerned with human conduct, and it studies the norms or standards of right and wrong used to judge action, and it studies what is morally right or wrong, just or unjust. In simple word, ethics refers to what is good and the way to get it. What is good and the way to get it means and ends we are talking about. Both should be just. And what is bad and how to avoid it. Religious, philosophies, cultures, human conscience and intuitions, role model, family, friends, schools and colleges, rational thinking, personal experiences, constitution, judiciary, etc. are some source of ethics. So a man without ethics is a wild beast loosed upon this world, said by Albert Camus. So a man without ethics is wild beast loosed upon this world, and in just about every area of society there is nothing more important than ethics. Henry Paulson. There can be nothing more important than ethics. Now we will understand values. Values can be defined as qualities that are instrumental to us. Values are benchmarks or standards on which the desirability of an action can be measured. And values act as an internal compass. Which help a person evaluate different choices of conduct and behavior. For example, love, truth and freedom, caring, respecting elders, dignity of labor, sensitivity, cleanliness, politeness and honesty. Cleanliness means pure heart, politeness means humble, and honesty. So these are examples of some values. And constitutional values like justice, liberty, freedom, non-discrimination, secularism, tolerance, fraternity, compassion towards weaker sex, etc. An example of value erosion: vaccine hoarding, like booking beds in advance without need during COVID time, pandemic, and Chinese expansionism, fake news, sensa- sensationalism, sensationalism, drug abuse, disrespecting elders and women, and green washing. And what is core values? Universal across the time and space, that is core values. Example: love, selflessness, compassion. These are core values. Without love, we cannot survive in a peaceful, dignified manner. And peripheral values change with time and space. Example: truthfulness, impartiality. And values are defined as a set of standards of human conduct which are important for humans based on human preferences, beliefs, knowledge. All ethics are values. All values are not ethics. This means values can be personal, and it's very person to person. What's important for me, not necessarily that will have value for another person. So it's change in time and space. That is very. So what is personal values and social values? Like personal values, important for individual well-being. Example like self-respect, comfortable life, freedom, etc. And social values important for others' well-being. Example: equality, social justice, national security, world peace. Ethics versus values. Ethics is a set of principles which are accepted by the society as a whole, and macro in nature means larger, basically at societal level, and it can be only good choices made by individual. Values are nothing but choices of individual. And micro in nature means a small and individual level, not societal level value. It can be either good or bad because that is personal. And what is morals? Moral are principle of right and wrong held by an individual. Morals are principle of right and wrong held by an individual. Unlike ethics, morals are a standard of behavior pertaining to an individual and not social conduct. Pertaining to individual, not social conduct. Morals arise from personal experience and character, conscience, and so on. So we have seen ki like moral are like personal experience, and ethics are at societal experience. For instance, homosexuality might be moral from individual perspective, but it might be unethical in a society's point of view. What is constitutional morality? From here UPSC has asked question. Constitutional morality means adherence to or being faithful to bottom lines principles of the constitutional value. Adherence to or being faithful to bottom lines principle of the constitutional values. It includes commitment to inclusive and democratic political process in which both individual and collective interests are satisfied. both collective and individual interests are satisfied. What is ethics versus morals? Ethics are a standard of human conduct that society adopts for itself, and moral are like these are principles of right and wrong held by an individual. Ethics are a set of do's and don'ts that govern human conduct in a social setting, while morals are self-regulation in a personal life. Ethics is the standard of good and bad distinguished by certain community or social setting. Morality is something that personal and normative. Ethics is the term used in conjunction with business, medicine, or law, means at societal larger scale. Moral connotation linked theology and spirituality, being an individual and personal. And ethics uniform across culture because we talk, we are talking um, at societal level. So, and morals vary person to person and culture to culture. And if, for example, of ethics, ethically adultery is wrong, we are asking at societal level for society. But morals, but at personal level, you may either support to adultery or you feel it is wrong. It's up to you. And ethics versus law. Ethics means the science of standards human conduct. Law Law is defined as the systematic body of rules that governs the whole society and the action of its individual members. And ethics is a standards of human conduct, but law is a systematic body of rules. Ethics comprises of guidelines and principles that inform people about how to live, behave in a particular situation. Law consists of a set of rules and regulations. Ethics are governed by individual, legal, or professional norms, that is workplace ethics, environmental ethics, and so on. And law is created by government, which may be local, regional, national, or international. Ethics cannot be found in written form. Law is expressed in constitution in a written form or statute books. Ethics is internal or intrinsic. Law is external driven, extrinsic. And ethics breach or violation may not result in immediate punishment, but the breach of law may result in punishment or penalty or both. Ethically acceptable can also be acceptable to law. Legally acceptable need not be ethical. Ethics has no such binding on the people, but law legally binding. Ethics that are code of conduct that helps a person to decide what is wrong, what is right, and how to act. But the objective of law is to maintain social order and peace within the nation and protection to all the citizens. Now we will come towards belief. A belief is most common terms used to explain the behavioral component of a person. It is internal feeling that something is true, even though that belief may be unproven and irrational. Example: my belief is that good plays important role in success and achievements in life. Gandhiji believed that Swaraj can be attained within 1 year of launching non-cooperation movement. It's a part of subconscious state. which instructs us to act in a particular way. Power to think decisions about value system. Here, ends have even more importance than means. Voice of conscience is our ability to make a practical decision in light of ethical values and principles. Voice of conscience is a person's moral compass of right and wrong, as well as consciousness of one's actions. Example: when appointing Vivekananda as a chief disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahansa, he asked to steal rice from home with condition of nobody watching. But Vivekananda replied that his inner conscience always watching himself. No Supreme Court exists beyond this internal consciences. Our internal consciences is above any adalat. Crisis of conscience. It is a situation in which it is very difficult to decide what is right thing to do. It is one of the ethical dilemmas, but it is a strong sense. Example: to withdraw non-cooperation movement, Gandhiji underwent such situation. He wanted to withdraw, but others extremists were not in favor of withdrawing this non-cooperation movement. So Gandhiji went into this crisis of conscience. Aristotle's golden mean principle. Moral behavior is the mean between two extremes. At one end is excess, at the other deficiency. Find an optimum position between those two extremes and you will be acting morally. Courage of conviction. It means you will do what you believe and have that courage to accept what you believe. If you have the courage of your convictions, you have the confidence to do what you believe is right, even though other people may not agree or approve it. But still you want to do it because you believe in it. Examples: Gandhiji fought against discrimination happened to Indians and blacks in South Africa. So this was his conviction against this discrimination, that this is wrong, this discrimination should not happen with Indians. They are equally deserving respect, equality should be promoted. Approaches to ethics. How we should approach ethics? Like utilitarian approach, right approach, justice approach, common good approach, virtuous approach, and like these all. So utilitarian approach is ethical theory that determines right from wrong by focusing on outcomes. By focusing on outcomes, it is a form of consequentialism. Utilitarianism holds that most ethical choice is the one that will produce the greatest good for greatest number. That must have greater utility for greater society, greater number of society. So greatest good for greatest number. The ethical action is one that provides the greatest good for the greatest number, basically. Now, right approach. Proposed by Immanuel Kant, Immanuel, Immanuel Kant, KNT, and similar thought of philosophers who focused on the individual's right to choose for herself or himself. According to this school of philosophers, what makes human beings different from mere things is that people have dignity based on their ability to choose freely what they will do with their lives, and they have fundamental moral right to have the choice respected. Justice approach now. The fairness or justice approach to ethics had its root in the teachings of the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle, who said equals should be treated equally and unequally unequally. Equal should be treated equally and unequally unequally. Equal should be treated equally, unequal unequally. So, and common goods approach. This approach to ethics assumes a society comprising individuals whose own good is linked to good of the community. Community members are bound by the pursuit of common values and goals. The common good is a notion that originated more than 2000 years ago in the writings of Plato, Aristotle, and Cicero. More recently, contemporary ethics John Rawls defined the common good as certain general conditions that are equally to everyone's advantage. Virtue approach. In this approach, certain ideals strive towards full development of our humanity. These ideals are discovered through thoughtful reflection on what kind of people we have the potential to become. Virtues are attitude or character traits that enables us to be and to act in ways that develop our highest potential. So we have gone through various approaches of ethics, and virtues are like habits that is one acquired, they become characteristic of a person. Once you acquire that will become characteristic of your personality or person. Moreover, a person who has developed virtue will be naturally disposed to act in a way consistent with moral principles. That person will be consistent in his moral compass. Principle. The virtuous person is the ethical person, most of the time. Character is the highest virtue. It is the logo of Lavasana as well for IS trainees. Character is the highest virtue. Now, deontological ethics. Derived from word deont, deont means duty. The means or instruments adopted to achieve outcome is very much important along with the desired ends. Both means and ends should be good. Thinkers like Gandhiji, Vivekananda, Kant, Nehru comes under this deontological ethics. Example, Gandhiji recalling of non-cooperation movement is example of deontological ethics. After the Chora Chori incident, he called off the movement before it gets more violent. Gandhiji always believed in non-violence. He wanted to achieve freedom of struggle, freedom, independence through non-violence means, not through violence means. Now, theological ethics, derived from Greek philosophy, telos, T-E-L-O-S, and means ends and goals. According to this school of thought, if the outcome is good, then the action followed to reach that goal or objective or ends are also considered as good actions. Thinkers like Epicurus, Thomas Aquinas, Aristotle, Thomas Hobbes, J.S. Mill, and Bentham's utilitarian principle, Karl Marx, who are considered ends are more important than means. So ontological ethics who consider means as a more important than ethics. Who what? Aristotle, J.S. Mill, Bentham, these all people, Karl Marx, considered theological ethics. Now environment ethics. Environment ethics deals with the ethical problems surrounding environment protection. It aims to provide ethical justification and moral motivation for the cause of global environment protection. Environmental ethics guide us for sustainable development, conservation of biodiversity, mutual existence, avoiding human-animal conflict, non-harming to animals. Example, Uttarakhand High Court declared river Ganga as a living entity. It has equal right along with human beings. Thomas Aquinas said if there is conflict between primary laws, natural laws, and secondary laws, man-made, we shall always prioritize primary laws. What is bioethics? Bioethics is the study of ethical issues emerging from advance in biology and medicine. The field of bioethics has addressed a broad swath of human inquiry, ranging from debates over the boundaries of life, abortion, euthanasia, surrogacy, allocation of scarce healthcare resources, example, organ donation, healthcare rationing, to the right to the refuse medical care for religious or cultural reasons. The scope of bioethics expanding with biotechnology, including cloning, gene therapy, life extension, human genetic engineering, astroethics, life in space. What is business ethics? Business ethics refers to implementing appropriate business policies and practices with regard to arguably controversial subjects. Some of issues that come up in the discussion of ethics include corporate governance, insider trading, bribery, discrimination, social responsibility, and fiduciary responsibilities. Example, Panama and Pandora Papers, which revealed how politicians and public figures created offshore shell companies to hide money in tax havens. What is media ethics? Media ethics is considered about the question of what is right or wrong, good or bad, acceptable or unacceptable, and the means and ways that the media collects, present information and news. Media ethics refers and tries to prevent any monopoly over information diffusion and uphold pluralism instead of uniform gloss over media content that is typically brought on by authoritarian regimes. Maintain objectivity by providing different sides of issue, which empowers audience to formulate their own judgment and increase level of truthfulness in reporting. What is example of this? Recent TRP scandal involving some media house TV channels of rigging TRP via some of their relationship managers underscore the need of media ethics. Generalist crime investigation in the actress suicide case. What is international ethics? It refers to upholding ethical values and application ethical principle in the international relation. It directs us for making decision choice ethically in the international and global sphere. Example: refugee crisis across the world due to conflict in Syria, Yemen, Congo, Myanmar, and human rights violation of Rohingya in Myanmar, Uyghurs in China, like Muslim community, and as of 2019, it was estimated that Chinese authorities may have detained up to 1.5 million people, mostly Uyghurs. Ethics of artificial intelligence. According to European Commission, ethics of AI focus on the ethical issue raised by design, development, implementation, and use of AI. It involves issues like facial recognition, bias, prejudices, etc. Example: automated face recognition tech discriminate people on the basis of color, gender, and other social status. What can be branch and dimensions of ethics? There can be meta ethics, there can be normative perspective ethics, there can be descriptive ethics, there can be applied ethics. What is meta ethics? Meta ethics, the sub-discipline of an ethic concerned with the nature of ethical theories and moral judgment. Meta ethics investigates the origin and meaning of ethical concepts. It studies where our ethical principles come from and what they mean. It tries to analyze the underlying principle of ethical values. It tries to analyze the underlying principle of ethical values. That is meta-ethics. What is normative perspective ethics? Normative ethics is concerned with the norms, standards, or criteria that define principle of ethical behavior. It examines standards for the rightness, wrongness of action, and it is more concerned with what ought one be rather than the ethics of a specific issue. Means what ought one be, that is normative. The central question of normative ethics is determining how basic moral standards are arrived at and justified. Now we will come to descriptive ethics. Descriptive ethics is the study of people's beliefs about morality. It tries to explain the moral and ethical practice and beliefs of certain societies and cultures. What is applied ethics? Applied dimension of ethics is known as applied ethics. The falls that falls within the broad field of ethics. Events and Macmillan 2014 define applied ethics as theories of ethics concerned with the application of normative ethics to particular ethical issue. So applied really makes sense application of normative ethics. What who out to be, who out one be, and what can be ethics in India and sources of ethics. Historic text. Ashoka is giving up war and spreading dharma after Kalinga War. Harshvardhan's charity and truthfulness. Ramayana and Mahabharata. Ideal governance, Ram Raj. Consequence of bad intention, Niskam Karma. And after that, Gandhi ethics, non-violence, self-sustenance, Swaraj, Satyagraha, courage of conviction, sustainable development. Constitution, liberty, equality, fraternity, secularism, justice. Buddhist ethics, Four Noble Truths, middle path, non-violence. Jain ethics, not harm to anyone including a small creature children. Sikh ethics, langar, brotherhood. Islamic ethics, collectivism, code of conduct. Laws lay down the basic framework for ethical action and indicate the guidelines for such actions. Society, it plays a crucial role in laying down the norms for acceptable community behavior. Conscience, our inner conscience perhaps serves as the final point where the actual decision making about what is ethical and what is not are eventually made from our conscience. What is human values? The determinants of ethics are often regarded as universal human values, as truthfulness, honesty, integrity. These all are human values and determinants of ethics. What is consequential ethics? Where an act can be considered as a good if it able to produce positive result. At individual level, it will build self-confidence, courage of conviction, trust and credibility. Example, court ruled out accusation charges against ex-chairperson of ISRO, Madhavan Nair, and also asked government to pay compensation for his mental suffering. Edward Snowden's leaking of highly classified CIA personal data monitoring across the world. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange home arrest by leaking US Army intelligence mischiefs. And what is at organizational level? At organizational level, its brand quality improves, create trust. It conducting elections free and fair manner. People and political party hold tremendous faith in ECI for conducting election Commission of India. Tata is known for their social service. Its brand never become as history even after independence. Recent Infosys whistleblowers letters to SEBI regarding mischief happening in management cell restructure. Such an organization protects such whistleblowers. So ethics in private and public relations. In private relationship, next like topic is like public and private relationship ethics. So private relation, it is between the people who personally connected, but in public relations it is between the people that we externally connected out of personal space like community, college, office, and government citizen. Private relation built in closed space called family, friends, spouse. Public relationship built at office, society, community. Based private relationship based on personal value, morality, family values, but public relationship based on societal and personal norms. And private relationship not codified generally, and violation generally goes unpunished but can have social consequences, loss of reputation in society, and relation here permanent in nature because family friends, and there is no limit to express our emotion here. For example, we can get anger on between family members, and there are expectation between closely connected people, and regulated by emotional bonding. Get punished by parents if we hurt others or apology in words. Partially between members can be shown. Ethics for private relationship, love and care, confidentiality, truthfulness, responsibility and perseverance. But in public relationship, built at office, society, community, based on societal and personal norms, generally codified, legal, social, professional, and such implication of norms are violated. And public relationship, like ethics in public relationship, temporary in nature, in form of transfers, moving, different company. There should be a desirable way of emotion expression. Example, there is a limit to express our anger or subordinate in public domain. There won't be any expectation between members of the public life. Regulated by rules, regulation and law. Penal provision there for wrongdoings. No partially and no discrimination unless specifically made by law. Ethics for public relations: openness, honesty, integrity, respect, rule of law, equality and uniformity and accountability. Valued in public relationship, Nolan committee: selflessness, integrity, objectivity, accountability, openness, honesty and leadership. There are 7 values which must one should possess in public relationship as per Nolan committee. Selflessness: holders of public office should take decisions solely in terms of public interest. They should not do so in order to gain financial or other material benefits for themselves, their family or friends. So, selflessness, integrity, objectivity, accountability, openness, honesty, and leadership, these all qualities should be there in public relationship as per Nolan committee. Now, lessons from the lives and teachings of great leaders. What they valued as per great leaders. Life personality: Mahatma Gandhi. Simplicity, minimalism, satyagraha, sarvodaya, secularism, ahimsa, non-violence, truth, forgiveness, self-sufficiency, dignity of labor. Jawaharlal Nehru: democracy, institution building, consensus building, socialism, secularism, self-determination and internalism. And Nelson Mandela: service, dignity, self-belief, equality of the human race, freedom, fairness, justice. And Abraham Lincoln: humanism, equality of the human race, integrity, idealism honesty and freedom. And Martin Luther King, self-belief, equality of the human race. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, social equality, equality of the human race, women empowerment, scientific thinking. Swami Vivekananda, self-belief, equality of the human race, patriotism, compassion. B.R. Ambedkar, self-belief, equality of human race, radical thinking, compassion. Mother Teresa, compassion, altruism, helpfulness, kindness, cleanness, determination. And Varghese Kurian, self-belief, cooperative society, entrepreneurs, innovation, farmer welfare. And E. Sridharan, punctuality, self-belief, integrity, high quality of a standard. And M.S. Swaminathan, sustainable development, green revolution, poverty alleviation, farmer welfare, and nutrition. Role of family in inculcating values. If a man carefully cultivates values in his conduct, he may still err a little, but he won't be far from the standard of truth. Confucius said. Family is a social institution where we will spend our half of the life together with family members during formative years of his her age. Our behavior gets its shape where our family values and morals have an impact on it. These formative years shapes personality development. Being ethical or not is nothing but a part of personality, and this family plays a critical role in determining ethics in human action. Roles of society in inculcating values. Constructive role of society and destructive role of society. There is both role. So constructive role, like society can play an important role in development of individual personality by widely upholding ethical values. It can encourage individual to be unethical. For example, community serving during COVID, langar, food serving in Gurudwara strengthen the ethics in the society. Destructive role of society. Similarly, society may play a deciding role in the developing of crimes as subculture phenomenon. If it does not disapprove the unethical behavior acts, it may lower the standard of ethics in the society and it may result into increase in criminal activity. For example, supporting extrajudicial killings in counter for fast justice paves way for the mob lynching. Role of educational institution in inculcating values. Education without values as useful as education without value as useful as it is seems rather to make man a clever devil, as per C.S. Lewis. If education is without values, then we will become like clever devil. A serious defect in the school system is the absence of provision for education in social, moral, and spiritual values. Kothari Commission 1964 to 66 said. Every effort must be made, therefore, to teach a students true moral values from the earliest stage of their educational life. Sri Prakash Committee on Religions and Moral Instruction. The aim of the teacher should be to build character, human values, enhance the learning capacity of children through technology, and build the confidence among the children, and to innovate and creativity, which in turn will make them competitive to face the future. APJ Abdul Kalam. If country is to be corrupt free and become a nation of beautiful minds, I strongly feel there are three key societal members who can make a difference. They are father, mother, and teacher as well. APJ Abdul Kalam. What are the consequences of loss of ethics? Individual level. If we lost, then what will be the consequences? Individual, petty crimes, domestic violence, urinating, spitting on public spaces, abusive, filthy language, crime against and jumping and right life. Social level corruption, rise in crime rate, acknowledging goons, mafias, and joint family, parents respect, mm, and drug addiction and regionalism, caste. Organizational level, nepotism, corruption, rise in inequality, loss of trust, and decrease in efficiency, economic and effectiveness, and destruction of work culture, loss of trust in the administration and lawlessness. Political level, hung parliament, corruption, criminalization of politics and coalition government. At international level, trust deficit, frictions, disputes, unhealthy competition, damage to the environment, and unsustainable development, disregard to international convention and law, bioethical level, abortion, animal rights, cloning, artificial intelligence, consent, confidentiality, GM organism, society. Environmental level, loss of flora and fauna, unsustainable development, polluter pay principle is diminishing, increase in pollution level, disregard to common but differentiated responsibility. Moral mutiny. Moral mutiny occurs when people witness unethical behavior and choose not to say anything. It can also occur when people communicate in ways that obscure their moral beliefs and commitments. Means not to say anything. Witness unethical behavior and choose not to say anything. Mute. Moral myopia. Moral myopia refers to the inability to see ethical issues clearly. Cognitive bias. People generally believe that they are mostly rational in their thinking, decision and action, but even the smartest and best educated people often commit cognitive errors. They make a financial, medical, personal and ethical decision. These errors in thinking, also called cognitive bias, affect all people in virtually every situation. Bounded ethicality. Ethicality is the idea that our ability to make ethical choices is often limited or restricted because of internal external pressure. Example, outside pressure such as the tendency to conform to the actions of those around us can make it hard to do right thing. Bounded ethicality. And conformity bias. The conformity bias is the tendency people have to behave like those around them rather than using their own personal judgment. Example, we see others succeed by cheating, it makes us more likely to cheat as well. Ethical fading. Ethical fading occurs when the ethical aspects of decision disappears from view. This happens when people focus heavily on some other aspect of decision such as profitability or winning. Moral cognition. It is the study of brain's role in moral judgment and decision making. A social science. It involves understanding the rationalization and biases that affect moral decision making. Moral cognition also involves the scientific study of the brain is evolving along with technology. Role morality. It is the notion that people sometimes fail to live up to their own ethical standards because they see themselves as playing a certain role that excuse them from those standards. For example, say a person views herself as a loyal employee of a company. In the role, she might act unethically to benefit her employer in ways that she would never do to help herself. Moral absolutism. Moral absolutism asserts that there are certain universal moral principles by which all people's actions may be judged. It is a form of deontology. Universal moral principle by which all people's action may be judged. It is a form of deontology. Largest uh, benefit largest member of society. So we have discussed about here human ethics and interface. So completely we have covered of this first topic of our ethics. Thank you very much.